And hello and welcome to the morning show on this Tuesday morning. I am Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the
fabulous Arizona Center. And guess what?
What?
I misled you because I said there might be tacos coming on Tuesday, and no.
No, I knew it, and that's why I busted out the Oreos that you had while I wasn't here and decided to dive into those.
So we're having a post-day Oreo celebration.
Yes.
And still no tacos.
No tacos.
So someday we might have tacos. But
I was going to make a dirty joke. We should stop saying tacos. But it is Tuesday, and a fun Tuesday at that.
Exactly.
We've got a great guest for you today, some awesome things to do. We're going to keep it short and sweet, though, with this intro. We're going to be right back with our first guest, Keeley.
And some laughs.
And some laughs.
Yeah. And welcome back on this Tuesday morning to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We are, as always,
the fabulous Arizona Center. Wait a minute. What happened to you?
I was putting in, we are here at the, as always, fabulous, but you just went for it. So, sorry.
Because you messed up my automatopoeia.
I know. I can't mix it up with you. I forgot.
So, no, you can. It was just.
Okay, well, then let's do it again.
All right. Fabulous Arizona Center.
There. Feel better?
I do.
Oh, good. Okay. We're feeling pretty good, too, because we've got Keeley Wolf here. Hi.
Yay.
Yeah.
So I have some crazy news for you. I met him just a couple weeks ago
Where?
at the Alwyn House.
Oh, yeah.
They had their wonderful erotic poetry and
Yep.
music festivus, and I got to perform a set there.
Oh, nice.
And so it was really awesome already having a familiar face.
Indeed.
And I was making all the jokes. I was like, man, has your life been a series of unfortunate events? I mean, look at him. It's the hair.
Yeah.
Nothing more. Nothing more. Oh, so you're here too. We must be both failing right now.
That's how we feel every time we do birthdays, and we're talking about these 20-year-olds that have these huge,
resumes. They're like, oh,
No.
they've already won an Emmy.
Yeah.
Oh, someday I would love to win that Emmy, but if I do it in my 20s, I think I might be a little disappointed.
I know, because where do you go from there?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, if I get it all now, I'm like, what are my retirement plans? Do I get any anymore?
World
Do those go away?
domination. I mean, that's always an option.
That sounds pretty awesome, but the way the world is going, I don't think I want to dominate it anymore.
I don't know how much of a world is going to be left after.
So.
But anyway, so Keeley,
Tell us about yourself.
you are, yeah, are you?
I mean,
you
we've
are a
met,
comedian?
but those folks out there haven't met you. So
Yeah.
Yes, so I perform stand-up comedy. I'm mainly based in Phoenix area, but I've gotten to go to LA a couple times. Planning to go to Las Vegas this year. So
Nice.
just kind of traveling. I even went to my old hometown, Bisbee, Arizona.
We love Bisbee.
Bisbee's incredible. That's where my family's from. I'm a 6th generation Arizonan here.
Good for you.
I'm
That's
practically
cool.
a cactus at this point. So we've been deep rooted, and I will be the first to tell you, it's a dry heat. I'm sorry.
and no matter how you up in the mountains, it's still a dry heat.
I know.
Right? It's a dry cold actually right now. I experienced snow for the first time this year. I performed in Flagstaff in January, and as soon as we were storming out of there, the storm followed us. So we got snow all the way from Flagstaff down to Strawberry, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So we just traveled. I'm big on traveling. That's probably the one thing that I want to do with comedy. I want to perform in weird places, just obscure. You could get me in a Denny's any time of the week, but I just want to perform in weird places. I'm like, if this is a family reunion or it's some uncle's house, I'm like, yeah, totally. I'll do your uncle's birthday because it pays,
Yeah.
It's just like with the pantyhose and everything. I'm like, yeah, but they get paid to wear those. You're not going to see me wearing those just for my enjoyment.
So if somebody
fair
said,
point.
hey, Keeley, we want you to come perform, but we want you to wear pantyhose, And we're
how much you
paying.
going to pay for me?
Okay, see,
Yeah,
there
there's a rate here.
I think there's
there's a
also
rate process.
an extra pantyhose fee, like if that is
Yeah.
the request. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how it breaks down.
Have you
know.
ever worn pantyhose, Marshall?
I have.
Okay, then you know that
I mean, I didn't wear them on a regular basis because you had to wear multiple pairs, but
Multiple?
That's a different story we'll revisit.
yeah.
No, I couldn't. No.
So-
In Arizona too?
Yeah.
No. Sundresses are the happiness here.
Caftans.
Yes.
That's what I wore to the gala, a big old caftan. It
Oh,
was
nice. Oh, I
gorgeous.
missed you in your caftan.
You did.
Oh, man.
That's what I get living on a farm. I get a farmer's tan. That's all I get. We don't go out other than I'm in a white shirt, some terrible khaki pants or something, and I'm just feeding animals.
So you grew up on a farm.
I did not
Oh, okay.
actually. My partner is a country singer, so he actually took this cute little city girl, and I think I'm living a Hallmark movie at this point.
Oh yeah.
Because I fell in love with the farm boy.
That's funny.
And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Did you meet on Farmers Only?
Right, I think so. We did meet online actually, but we met the old-fashioned way.
At a bar?
Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was like tender.
No.
Plenty of. I was like old fashioned way. I was like,
Plenty of fish. Yeah.
oh, plenty of fish. I was like either that or
Comedians
MySpace.
shouldn't even be on any of those dating sites. We just go on there when we promote our shows. We're like, oh, you want to go on a date? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Come to my next show. That
that's
sounds
funny.
great to me.
That's actually really smart.
Suddenly, the entire audience is there for a blind date with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
that'd
would
be
be-
incredible.
That would actually be really funny.
That would be a fun short film, actually. I feel like I could do something with that.
No, too many. I'm so glad I didn't have to have the whole dating online
And then
experience.
the whole kind of debacle is an ex shows up.
I've had that happen
really?
when the ex shows up and they're like, wow, you made some material out of me. I'm like,
What did you expect?
It's designer, thank you.
That's so funny. How did you get into comedy?
About like 3 years ago, I just decided, like so many people are like, you're really funny. And I'm like, I think you're lying to me. And I proved them right because when I first started, I absolutely bombed.
Really?
I had brought some of my friends with me, and those same people have not been to a show since. So that
Are
goes
they
to show
really your
you.
friends then?
I met them in high school, which is probably the first thing, the mean
Yeah.
girl. They're like, okay, well, we saw her bomb. That's all we wanted out of life. Like, thank you. I think
Did
they
they
love to watch you
survive?
fail.
Maybe they didn't survive the entire show.
I hope they didn't, because I don't think I did.
You buried them in the desert somewhere so they could never talk about the show again?
That's why I have so much acreage. Come on.
Exactly.
Land has a purpose now, guys. That's why it's so expensive.
It's all
It
coming
just has
together now. Why
bodies.
she chose the country boy, and yeah.
I love a good country boy. And I'm not country at all. Like, I grew up with the 90s country, but actually falling in love with a musician, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy. People think that we have like this, like, oh, you guys are so in love. And I'm like, good, the mask is working. Because we have our moments, but
Yeah.
like being as entertainers, so many people want to get in relationships as entertainment.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately see so many, I'm going to call them open micers, okay? We're going to get some backlash. But when one open micer falls in love with another open micer, I'm like, you get my parents.
Yeah.
So I just don't even think that would be the best scenario.
It's hard. I used to be an actor, and I dated another actor, and then after that ended, after 2.5 years, I was like, never again. I am never dating an actor ever,
I was going
ever
to say, because the
again.
open micers, it's like they're always trying to get in front of the other one. It's like a Bad Lucy episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'm over here like I'm like, you guys need to try this out. I'm doing this, and they're like, no. Like I try to tell everyone what I'm doing so that other people want or feel inspired to do it
Yeah.
or do something else.
So I'm just curious, you said you like bombed when you first started out. What made you be like, well, I want to do that again? That was really fulfilling for me to bomb.
I think it was more or less, I didn't treat it like a food, like, oh, if you try it once, it's probably terrible, because I'm like, every food is different. So I was like, okay, well, that room was different, so I'm going to go to a different room and we're going to see how I feel comfortable. And then I started actually taking classes, learning how to write, conduct things, and actually deliver the situation instead.
Okay. That's awesome. That's really great. Why Killer Keeley? Did you come up with that yourself, or did you get?
Well, she's already talked about the people that didn't survive the first show.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
she tells you.
That's true.
She might have to give you a sticker.
Should be taking this
underground.
literally. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Just a couple undergrounds, you know. So the whole thing with Killer Keeley, I thought it was just, you know, it was very catchy, and also because a lot of people didn't see me first starting out. So when I started getting like, oh yeah, you killed that room, like that was so good, I was like, all right, Killer Keeley. But I thought people started hating that situation, so I started like, I got that name in the psych ward, like it's like, don't mess with the situation. If you don't laugh, I'll show you why I got this name.
There you go.
That's
All right.
I mean, I learned. I remember maybe your first show was at the State Mental Hospital.
Or my house, you know, my childhood home was the same thing, you know. Just one room to another, right?
That's so funny. So Keeley, do you have any shows coming up? Where can people find you and experience your comedy?
Yeah, I'm actually producing another show. I got back into producing shows, and I'm going to be at Jared's Coffee, Tea, and Gallery.
Oh, we love Jared's.
Jared's is phenomenal. And it's going to be a St. Patrick's Day, and it's not just comedy, there's some trivia, so don't worry guys, you can leave as soon as trivia is, and you get your prizes, okay? You can leave right after.
So is it leprechaun trivia? I'm wondering what kind of trivia.
So Darrell Johnson is also my co-producer for this, so he is going to be coordinating all the trivia, and somehow I always find out the day of.
Well, that's fun. I like that.
So I like the exciting part. I'm like, okay, well, it feels like I get to do the trivia too, you know,
Yeah.
you get to be a
Right.
part of it.
Yeah.
And we have like super fun prizes. Like last month we did Valentine's Day, and we did a movie night for two, or you know, a movie night for one twice, you know.
A double feature.
Exactly. That's what I would do. Everyone's like, oh yeah, won't you, like, if you get a double date or something, I'm like, I'm gonna go with myself twice. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how it goes, you know. Free
You know,
free
you're going to get
dinner
lucky
date.
at that point.
Exactly.
I used to actually do that when the pandemic was like not so bad that you couldn't go out in public, but still bad enough that like people weren't going back to work yet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Every Monday I would go see a movie by myself, and it was awesome.
It's so
I
much
loved
more
it.
relaxing. Like,
know.
I love those people that they'll rent out a whole movie theater, and I'm like, I'm gonna make sure you're my friends.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have that swag, but
I would
yeah,
say, yeah,
no.
it's like
You don't
that,
have
yeah.
boat friends, you need some boat friends.
I do
Everybody
need a
needs
boat
some
friend.
boat friends.
I agree.
And you know, we have the highest boat ownership right here in Arizona.
What?
Especially, we had the only female
Navy Admiral.
and the,
yeah.
Come
the Admiral
on.
I
of the,
know.
of the Arizona Navy.
I know.
Exactly.
See, that's like the imprint that I would love to make here. I know that there's 1,000,001 comedians all the time. I know that everyone wants to try something new, which is phenomenal, and I want people to do that. Everybody's on different levels with it, and where you take it is even more admirable. Because I have friends that are like, well, I tried it for this long, decided it wasn't for me, and I'm like, well, then find a new thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because I just think that basically living life is just trying to discover who you are or who you were.
Yeah.
So,
I love
So
that.
if you weren't doing comedy, what would you be doing? What would your other thing be? Besides serial killer.
Well, if it only paid the bills. Those hit and runs are not paying anymore.
I know, they start giving you a set of china when you get somebody with the door.
So your previous guest, I actually get to work with him. I work with Jerome Hill, the man that escaped from the straitjacket.
Oh, fun.
Yes, so he is my wonderful supervisor, so I do get to do something other than comedy.
Okay.
Nice.
But it is a full-time job, and we get to be the weirdest people upstairs, you know?
Yeah.
They look at us like, oh, you really are the weirdest stepchildren on the second floor. And I love that for us. So we have
Oh, that was so much fun when he was on. Oh my God.
He
Yeah.
is incredible. He
Yeah.
does so many things, and even just on a daily basis, he'll show me a new card trick that he learned, or he'll balance a bar stool on him, and I'm like, man, you are so cool. And all I do is talk crap. Like, that is so awesome for us. We found the loophole.
Okay, so that actually is a good segue. So if people want to book you, how do they do that? How do they contact you to book you?
You better not go in my booking email because scammers are doing that now. That was the most terrifying experience. But the best way is probably, go straight through my social media at killer.keeley, And if you don't know how to spell my name, unfortunately, my parents were allowed to afford all the vowels. So there's 3 E's in that name.
Yay! Yeah.
I love how you're just like, there's 3 E's, but not telling them where the 3 E's are.
You have to guess the order.
So just try various combinations. So suddenly,
It's just like
the
Wheel
safe
of
door
Fortune. You
opens up
gotta
and you're
put them
in.
where you think they're supposed to go.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Keeley, for joining us. It was such a
Yes.
blast having you on. Please reach out to her on Instagram if you have any comedy needs whatsoever.
And when is the show at Jared's?
March 15th. That's going to be on
that's
Saturday.
coming up.
And that's like a double header, actually.
Is that St. Patrick's Day? When is St. Patrick's Day?
St. Patrick's Day is on the 17th.
Okay. Okay. So
So
it's
it's
the
coming
weekend
up.
before.
So, yes, it's right before.
All right. Got it.
But we're still
So if
celebrating.
somebody shows up to your show not wearing green, what you gonna do to them?
We're going to pinch them.
All right,
Because
so all you
I'm part Irish, so yeah,
oh, that explains the pasty skin.
exactly.
All right.
Irish, English, what other color?
What other
Color.
taste? Right.
One other color. We'll figure out what other color Keeley is on our break. We'll be right back after this.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Yes.
Welcome back to the morning show on this Tuesday. I was like, oh, is it Tuesday? I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
Are
No,
you
it is
sure?
Tuesday. So I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here
You're
at
at the
fabulous
Arizona Center.
I was
And-
like, why can't I hear you? It was because my ear thing popped out. So,
It's
you
like,
know.
You just see my lips going bang, bang.
No, I could like hear you out of this
I don't-
ear, but I was
okay.
like,
Something's out of balance here.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, Keeley was fun. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that. Good jazz to our.
exactly, a little bump up in the energy.
That's right,
It's
yeah.
always a good time.
You know what else is a good time? Arizona history.
Indeed, it is. So it was so funny. So when I was looking at history, I was like, well, today was an awfully good day for counties.
Why?
Because back in 1881, Graham County was created out of parts of Apache and Pima counties.
Okay.
And then in 1909, Greenlee County was created by the territorial legislature. So that whole southern thing was changing around as new counties were coming in. I just thought it was so funny that 2 different counties were created on the same day, just
It's a big county day. You're right.
decades apart.
Have you ever been to the which county fair is that? The meh. What?
Meh?
No, why I'm like brain farting. So, Globe, over by Globe and Superior,
Oh.
the county fair that's up there.
I have not. I've been to various festivals, like they do the Prickly Pear Festival up in Superior, things like that, but I've not been to some of the county fairs. I know. I'm like, it's like what they tell you to do when it's like when you're making a movie, don't put that piece of food in your mouth because then you're stuck with it.
We usually talk longer, so I thought I would have
So
more
no,
time.
that's fine. We've got all these counties, and let's go into celebration.
Woohoo!
So, do you like apples?
I love apples.
So today is Johnny Appleseed Day.
Johnny Appleseed.
And I thought it was so interesting because, growing up, we always had the story about how he just wandered around the countryside throwing apple seeds all over the place. But what he was really doing was getting them from cider mills and then selling them to farmers. If they couldn't pay for them, he would just give them seeds. So it wasn't physically him going around doing this, but indeed, he became a folk hero for just helping propagate so many apple trees across the country.
There's a really good book. So there's an author named Tracy Chevalier. She used to write a book like almost every year, but she hasn't really done that lately. She was most famous for writing Girl with a Pearl Earring.
Oh, yeah.
But she also wrote a book about kind of apple orchards and kind of that American historical fiction tale.
Right.
It's really interesting. So if you're at all interested in that.
Well, I'm just really interested. It's like, it's kind of one of those myths where it's like, like Babe the Blue Ox and all this stuff. It's like, it's like, and then it's like, and then you find out, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's like all the stuff you thought about John Appleseed's not true.
Well, she's one of those authors. There's like her and this one other author that like, I get fascinated by things that I never thought I would get fascinated with.
Oh, I completely agree. I love that.
I got so into this one book, and it was all about this woman who sews, and I'm all of a sudden I'm learning all this stuff about thread, and I'm like, wow, that's really interesting.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but yeah, no, she's great. If you like historical fiction at all, her whole like line of books is fantastic. But she does have one specifically about kind of the apple orchard boom. Yeah.
All right. And then also today is Promposal Day.
Promposal Day.
Where folks are basically, will you go to the prom with me?
Oh, if you're doing any promposals, send them to us.
I know. And it's so funny because it's like, it used to be just like, will you go to the prom with me?
Oh, yeah. I didn't have promposals.
And now it's like this huge production where it's multiple people and all this planning and everything else. And it's all about who can do the bigger promposal.
Totally, yeah. I was like, no, I definitely didn't have promposals when I was in high school.
I mean, that's a newer thing.
Yeah.
Because we're both old.
We are both old.
Yeah.
I know.
So, as well as it is World Plumbing Day.
Oh boy.
So, because the importance of plumbing is very important. I mean, if we didn't have it, our body stuff would just be laying in the streets hanging around.
Yay!
Full of disease and smells and all kinds of things.
You're right. Plumbing is very important.
So plumbing is very important.
Okay.
The house I grew up in, we had an indoor bathroom, but we also had an outhouse.
Yep.
And so.
My dad was like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had an outhouse. Yeah, in Pittsburgh.
And so.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Yes.
Yay, plumbing. Celebrate your plumbing today.
Celebrate your plumbing. How you can celebrate? Well, go use your plumbing.
Yeah.
So.
Always a good time. And speaking of good times, I've got some other things for you to do other than use your plumbing. All right.
Bingo? Bingo? Was it bingo?
Trivia.
Oh, I knew. It was a 50-50. It was one of the others. So.
Lots of trivia. Tuesday is like a big trivia.
Tacos
day.
And trivia.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So this one is popular sitcoms trivia night.
I thought you were going to break into song. And you just said popular.
Popular. Okay. No, so this is at Whiskey Wednesday's Bar and Grill in Mesa at 6:30 p.m. So this is, all of those big popular series. Friends. My husband is calling me, so I'm just going to hang up on him right now. Big Bang Theory.
I thought that was the name of the show for a moment.
Nope.
I was like, oh, wait a minute.
I'm like trying to read my email, and my husband's face appears on the. I'm like, no, not right now. No. Okay. So there is no cover, and it's 6:30 p.m. So basically, yeah, if you're into sitcom TV, this is a fun place for you. If you would rather try your hand at Shrek trivia instead of sitcom trivia, you can head on over to Snakes and Lattes for all things swamp and ogre related. This is $10 per person. You can have up to 6 people on your team, and it kicks off at 7 p.m. I feel like I would actually do pretty decent at that one.
I would not at either one of those.
It's okay. We've also got a chess club and game night going on over at Grapes and Hops Wine Bar in Scottsdale. This kicks off at 5 p.m. So you can play chess with new friends. There's also going to be some board games out. You can bring your own games if you'd like. This is an all ages welcome event, so if you want to bring the family to come play chess or any of the games, that's totally cool. And there is no cover. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. for game night.
Fun.
And speaking of games, more games, we've got a dart game series at it's a level 1 arcade bar in Mesa. I haven't been to this yet. It sounds kind of cool, actually.
I like level 1 because they have games that I played.
Do they?
Yeah.
I should go.
Like Dig Dug and Burger Time and.
Okay, yeah, that would be fun. Okay. So this is kind of fun because if you want to kind of get your start in darts, this is great because it's open for any levels of experience, and it's going to be kind of just a fun, laid-back tournament. You can compete, connect, and also win some prizes. I'll give you the tournament dates. It starts today. It's also on March 25th, April 8th, and April 22nd. So this is an ongoing tournament. It's $60 for all 4 dates, or you can do $10 drop-in for each one if you would prefer. And
Fun.
I saved the best for last. Bingo!
I was going to say, I'm like, I bet I know what it is. Oh, and it's not just bingo, but.
It is music bingo at Uncle Bear's Grill and Tap. This is the kind of bingo where songs are replacing numbers that are called, and the host will play music. If you have that song on your card, you just tick it off. So I think this would be a really good time.
I wonder, just from the artwork, I'm wondering if it's like late 80s.
It doesn't say
90s.
it's 80s theme, but.
Could also be early 90s theme. And it's very Saved by the Bell
What
look.
if you don't know the name of the song? You're just screwed, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe some.
Or maybe it depends on, do they have somebody playing the music, or do they play actually a snippet of someone singing? Because they might actually do
It sounds like they're playing like a snippet of the song.
Oh.
Yeah. But there's no cover for Music Bingo, and that is from 5 to 8 p.m. I love how early everything is on this Tuesday. It's like designed for me. Or Dylan's just learning. Okay, Melissa doesn't.
Right, exactly.
Melissa doesn't do anything after.
Right, it's an 11 o'clock thing on a Tuesday, not going to happen.
No, yeah. Fair enough.
So, all right. And then let's talk about some birthdays.
It's your birthday. Jump up, go have a great day. Everyone has come to see you. Make a wish and hope it comes true.
All right, so.
Marshall, it looked like you were waiting in like eager anticipation. Like you were like.
Well, yeah. I'm like, it's like, when can. Well, because it's like, we do like lots of different people.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, but I also want to know what people out there are celebrating, whether it's birthdays, anniversaries.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
share
baby.
with us.
Who knows? But there's so many different ways you can reach out to us, whether it is hello at the morning show on email, on the morning show for Instagram. What other way is there?
Those are our 2 main ways.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then there we go.
Yeah,
And
do
yeah,
that.
and so please just let Ann know. It's like, we're celebrating this, and we definitely want to come on and do that, or send us a photo of your promposal.
Yeah, we would love to see some
Video. If you got
promposals.
videos of your promposal, we want to see it.
Totally.
Maybe if we get enough, we could do like a little promposal.
Oh yeah, Anne, can you want to set up a promposal here on the morning show? She's like, no.
Wow, she's only showing one finger. That's pretty good.
Tell us how
All
you
right.
really feel, Anne.
All right, so today is Thora Birch's birthday.
I love Thora Birch.
I mean, she is 42 years old. You know her from Hocus Pocus, Now and Then, American Beauty, and Ghost World.
You know what? She was in one of my favorite all-time Christmas movies, and it is so underrated. All I Want for Christmas. Have you seen that with Thora Birch?
I have not.
It is so good. It is so good. She's a real cute little girl in that movie. And she just did acting. She doesn't do a lot of acting anymore.
Right.
But she was in we're watching The Mayfair Witches on AMC, and she was in an episode of that.
Right.
So.
Very cool. And then for those of you that read horror, Christopher Rice.
Oh, okay.
Anne Rice's son.
Yep.
It's his birthday. He is 47. I mean, he's done Snow Garden, Blind, Fall, The Heavens Rise. He also collaborated with his mom on Ramses the Damned, The Reign of Osiris. So pick up a Christopher Rice book and give it a whirl.
That ties in beautifully because the Mayfair Witches is actually from like the Anne Rice world. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
I know. You didn't even mean to.
I didn't even know there was a connection. Love it when that happens. All right, and coming up, it is Terrence Howard. It's his birthday. He is 55. You might know him from such things as Empire. He also did do a debut album back in 2008 called Shine Through It. He was in a variety, Hustle and Flow, Crash.
Yeah, he's been in some good stuff.
And so he is 55. So, and then our last but not least, don't worry, be happy. Those words made famous by Bobby McFerrin, as he would use his own body as the instrument and play music on himself as he sang. He is 75.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good life advice. Don't worry, be happy today. Great way to end it.
Exactly. That's why I was like, that's why I thought, let's put him at the end.
Yeah. That was a nice
Because
touch.
don't worry, be happy. And you'll be happy if you join us tomorrow, because it's Wednesday.
Hump day.
Indeed, it is Hump Day, and we've got a great show for you right here on the morning show.
And maybe I'll bring in tacos just to mess with Marshall, because it's not Taco Tuesday.
Or what is there like a W food?
Well, it's whiskey. It's Whiskey Wednesday, but
But you can't just have whiskey because you need
waffles.
Waffle and whiskey. Well, did you just pour the whiskey over the waffles?
There you go.
There you go. Well, that would make a great show.
Why aren't we just eating in every segment? I don't understand.
I think that's a goal. That's what we're hoping to get to.
Yeah, we're
is
trying
that
to get there.
We'll just every day we'll be saying. All right. Well, we'll see you back here tomorrow for the morning show. Thank you so much for joining us.